Do you struggle to control your anger? Have you gone to anger management counseling or therapy sessions, but still lose your temper in stressful situations? Do you want to learn how to effectively control your anger and improve your relationships with others? If you have answered yes to any of these questions, this episode is for you. Hello and welcome to episode 86 of the Anger Secrets podcast. I'm your host, Alastair Duhs, and over the last 30 years, I've taught over 15,000 men and women how to control their anger, master their emotions, and create calmer, happier, and more respectful relationships. In this podcast, I share the same proven tools, techniques, and ideas I use with my clients to help them control their anger and transform their lives. Today, I'm going to talk about 7 common mistakes people make when trying to manage their anger and how to avoid these mistakes. Before I dive into these mistakes, however, learning to control your anger is a journey. Like any other skill, it takes patience, practice, and a willingness to learn from your experiences. No one is perfect, and we all make mistakes, especially when it comes to controlling anger. Having said that, however, by avoiding the common anger management mistakes I'm about to discuss, you can control your anger, master your emotions, and create calmer, happier, and more loving relationships. And I promise you can do this far faster and more effectively than you may think possible. If you would like to know more about how to control your anger, simply visit my website, angersecrets.com, and download any of the free resources on this site, or book a free 30-minute anger assessment call with me. I look forward to helping you control your anger once and for all. Having said that, let's look at the 7 most common anger management mistakes people make. Mistake 1 is ignoring the root cause of your anger. One of the most common anger management mistakes people make is focusing on the symptoms of their anger rather than addressing the root cause of their anger. However, despite what many other counselors or therapists will tell you, the root cause of your anger does not lie in your childhood, your attachment to your parents, or any other past event. Instead, the root cause of your anger always relates to how you think about situations. In other words, it is not other events, your past, or other people or situations that cause your anger. It is how you think about those events or situations. Of course, these thoughts are not independent of your past conditioning or personal history, but it is your present moment thoughts that cause you to feel angry or not. Learning to change these thoughts and beliefs will help you to address the root cause of your anger, rather than just managing the symptoms. I have discussed how to do this in more detail in past episodes, such as episode 51, You Create Your Anger. So let's move on to mistake 2. The second common mistake people make when trying to manage their anger is attempting to suppress or ignore their feelings of anger. This may seem like a good idea at the time, but it usually leads to more intense and explosive outbursts of anger. Instead of suppressing your anger, it is better to recognize your levels of anger at the time and de-escalate this anger before it becomes too intense to manage. There are a number of simple and useful tools that can help you do this, including noticing your early warning signs of anger, using positive self-talk, or taking a short time out. If you are suppressing your anger in any way, it's essential to use these tools in order to control your anger effectively. The third common mistake people make when trying to control their anger is to blame other people or external circumstances for their anger. For example, it is easy to think thoughts such as, if only my partner wouldn't nag me, I wouldn't get so angry. Or, if only my boss wasn't so demanding, I wouldn't lose my temper. However, as I say many times in this podcast, no other person or external situation has the power to make you feel a certain way. It is always your thoughts and beliefs that determine your emotional response. Blaming others for your anger only gives away your power and creates a victim mentality. Instead, take responsibility for your own emotions and work on changing your thought patterns. The fourth common mistake people make when trying to manage their anger is failing to recognize the early warning signs of anger. Despite what some people think, anger does not appear suddenly out of nowhere. There are always what I call early warning signs of anger. These can include physical sensations, such as tension in your body or clenching your jaw, as well as emotional signs, such as feeling irritable or on edge. By being aware of these early warning signs, you can address your anger before it gets out of control. The fifth common mistake people make when trying to manage their anger is engaging in negative self-talk. Negative self-talk is any negative internal dialogue that runs through your mind. Some common examples of negative self-talk include thoughts such as, "I'm a failure," "I can't handle this," "this isn't fair," or "why does this always happen to me?" Negative self-talk will escalate your feelings of anger and frustration, making it harder for you to cope with challenging situations. To counteract negative self-talk, it's essential to reframe your thoughts in a more constructive, positive light. This is called using positive self-talk. For example, instead of thinking thoughts such as, "I can't handle this," practice saying to yourself, "I am capable and strong, and I can manage this situation." Or, instead of thinking thoughts such as, "Why does this always happen to me?" try practicing more positive thoughts such as, "I can handle difficult situations." By changing your self-talk from negative to positive, you can change how you feel and react to any situation. The sixth common mistake people make when trying to control their anger is holding on to unrealistic expectations about situations or other people. For example, you may expect that you will never get angry, or that others should always behave in a certain way. These unrealistic expectations can set you up for failure and increase feelings of frustration and anger when they are not met. Instead of having unrealistic expectations for yourself and others, it is important to set realistic and achievable expectations. For example, accept that everyone makes mistakes, including yourself, and try to adopt a more flexible mindset. This will help you manage your anger more effectively and reduce the frequency and intensity of your anger outbursts. It is worth remembering that the way you think about situations is not always right, and that other people's thoughts and opinions have as much validity as your thoughts and opinions. The seventh common mistake people make when trying to manage their anger is not seeking help. Many people try to control their anger on their own, but the truth is that it can be challenging to change ingrained thought patterns and behaviors without experienced guidance and support. Seeking help from a trained professional or utilizing online resources like my website, angersecrets.com, can provide you with tools and techniques to effectively manage your anger in a healthy way. Remember, there is no shame in seeking help for something as common as anger. Instead, it shows strength and determination to improve yourself and your relationships. In addition, after teaching over 15,000 men and women to control their anger over the last 30 years, I know the tools and concepts that you need to learn, as well as the order in which you need to learn them in order to control your anger. Visit my website, angersecrets.com, and download any of my free resources, or book a free 30-minute anger assessment call with me to discuss your individual situation. I look forward to talking with you. Okay, there we have it. 7 common anger management mistakes and how to avoid them. To recap, these mistakes are: Mistake 1. ignoring the root cause of your anger. Mistake 2, suppressing your anger. Mistake 3, blaming others for your anger. Mistake 4, not recognizing your early warning signs of anger. Mistake 5, using negative self-talk. Mistake 6, setting unrealistic expectations. And mistake 7, not seeking help. Thanks for listening to today's episode. Be sure to tune in next week to discover if online anger management classes really work. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow this podcast and leave a rating and review on your favorite podcast app. This helps others who are struggling with anger find and benefit from this show. Remember, for a range of free resources to help you control your anger, visit my website at angersecrets.com. And finally, remember, you can't control other people, but you can control yourself. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.
The Anger Secrets podcast is for general informational purposes only, and does not constitute the practice of counseling, psychotherapy, or any other professional health service. No therapeutic relationship is implied or created by this podcast. If you have mental health concerns of any type, please seek out the help of a local mental health professional.